When I have a little money, I buy books, and if I have any left, I buy food and clothes. The more ignorant, reckless and thoughtless a doctor is, the higher his reputation soars even amongst powerful princes. Concealed talent brings no reputation. It's the generally accepted privilege of theologians to stretch the heavens, that is the scriptures, like tanners with a hide. Great abundance of riches cannot be gathered and kept by any man without sin. Whether a party can have much success without a woman present I must ask others to decide, but one thing is certain, no party is any fun unless seasoned with folly. There are some people who live in a dream world, and there are some who face reality, and then there are those who turn one into the other. In the kingdom of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. By a carpenter mankind was made, and only by that carpenter can mankind be remade. Reflection is a flower of the mind, giving out wholesome fragrance, but revelry is the same flower, when rank and running to seed. Great eagerness in the pursuit of wealth, pleasure, or honor, cannot exist without sin. Women can live with them, can't live without them. It is an unscrupulous intellect that does not pay to antiquity its due reverence. Don't give your advice before you are called upon. Man's mind is so formed that it is far more susceptible to falsehood than to truth. In the country of the blind the one-eyed man is king. Nothing is as peevish and pedantic as men's judgments of one another. It is the chiefest point of happiness that a man is willing to be what he is. The entire world is my temple, and a very fine one too, if I'm not mistaken, and I'll never lack priests to serve it as long as there are men. Luther was guilty of two great crimes. He struck the Pope in his crown, and the monks in their belly. What is popularly called fame is nothing but an empty name and a legacy from paganism. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. The summit of happiness is reached when a person is ready to be what he is. The summit of happiness is reached when a person is ready to be what he is. The chief element of happiness is this, to want to be what you are. A nail is driven out by another nail, habit is overcome by habit. War is delightful to those who have had no experience of it. The main hope of a nation lies in the proper education of its youth. Only a very few can be learned, but all can be Christian, all can be devout, and, I shall boldly add, all can be theologians. The most disadvantageous peace is better than the most just war. If you keep thinking about what you want to do or what you hope will happen, you don't do it, and it won't happen. Before you sleep, read something that is exquisite, and worth remembering. Everybody hates a prodigy, detests an old head on young shoulders. A good portion of speaking will consist in knowing how to lie. For anyone who loves intensely lives not in himself but in the object of his love, and the further he can move out of himself into his love, the happier he is. I put up with this church, in the hope that one day it will become better, just as it is constrained to put up with me in the hope that I will become better. Human affairs are so obscure and various that nothing can be clearly known. I doubt if a single individual could be found from the whole of mankind free from some form of insanity. The only difference is one of degree. It is a sneaking piece of cowardice for authors to put feigned names to their works, as if, like bastards of their brain, they were afraid to own them. War is sweet to those who have not experienced it. By burning Luther's books you may rid your bookshelves of him, but you will not rid men's minds of him. It is wiser to treat men and things as though we held this world the common fatherland of all. The highest form of bliss is living with a certain degree of folly. Young bodies are like tender plants, which grow and become hardened to whatever shape you've trained them. How do you like our England, you will say. Believe me when I assure you that I have never liked anything as much before. I know this is overused, but it is accurate. When I have a little money, I buy books, and if I have any left, I buy food and clothes. Hate one that remembers what's done over the cup. When I get a little money, I buy books. If any is left, I buy food and clothes. It is wisdom in prosperity, when all is as thou wouldn't have it, to fear and suspect the worst. The desire to write grows with writing. No one respects a talent that is concealed. Time takes away the grief of men. Man is to man either a god or a wolf. 'Tis the part of a truly prudent man not to be wise beyond his condition, but either to take no notice of what the world does, or run with it for company. Given a choice between a folly and a sacrament, one should always choose the folly, because we know a sacrament will not bring us closer to God, and there's always the chance that a folly will.